role of governments in industrial revolutions. So governments most of the time were actually taking part. For example, in the first revolution, British government very strongly forbade its inventors to leave the country. They also had patent laws which made them so that they can make money out of it. Britain was the first country to have those, and it used it to its advantage. It was also fighting wars with Napoleon, so it put a lot of money in the military, which put in a lot of money with new inventions they came out with so that they can fight France. The same thing happened in the third industrial revolution, which started in 1950, because Second World War was won, but a Cold War with Soviet Union had started. So US started investing 2.25% of its GDP in R&D through DARPA. And not surprisingly, DARPA created the global positioning system, which we are so used to today, Internet, which was called ARPANET, graphical user interface, Siri, the phone system, drones, electric mouse, and many other things. So governments have played, without telling, governments have played a very active role. Now the problem is the following. Different governments have a very different notion of what is it that is ethical, what is it doing good for the society. So some will, like US and Europe, will stress individual rights, whereas China, Russia, even India will say, look, we have no problem exploiting our data coming out of our country as long as it remains in the country for public good. And public good for us is the overall public good, not the individual good. So the first group may lose some critical insights because of the trove of data that will generate but cannot use. Others will restrict individual rights. And this interesting thing would continue. Elon Musk and Steve Wozniak, who was, along with Steve Jobs, was the original co-founder of Apple. They said there is a 6-month pause. Nobody is going to listen to them. Jeff Hinton said, I'm not going to work on it because I didn't realize I will say take too many jobs. So the question is, even if a few governments actually say, look, we are going to do this, will the other governments follow? And especially because of the points I raised as to how the demographics is going to change. In 2050, US is most likely to still have the highest GDP, followed by China, followed by India. And the three will control about 66% of the world's GDP.